All right, hello and good evening. Welcome to Hope TV's Newswatch. It's time to inform you with the latest making headlines in the world of news. Our Sun language interpreter for tonight is Boniface Mureithi, and my name is Theo Macharia. Let's begin informing you with the latest, and we begin with the United Opposition has raised questions over the death of Cyrus Jirongo, saying the information currently available to the public is half-baked. Now, they say that the circumstances surrounding the death of former Lugari MP, the available details suggest that the accident may not have been a straightforward accident. They urged the authorities to look beyond initial reports as the country awaits post-mortem findings. Now led by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the opposition now says that the available information is half-baked and with significant gaps like the absence of independent witnesses and corroborating evidence, which warrants deeper scrutiny by investigators to establish a clear and credible account leading to CJ's death. The leaders made these remarks during a condolence visit to the Jirongo family at their Nairobi residence, eulogizing him as a generous and committed leader who served his constituents with dedication and integrity.
Sasa hivi tuna huzuni kubwa sana kwa sababu wale walimjua Cyrus Jirongo watakubaliana kwa kauli moja kwamba Cyrus Jirongo alipenda nchi yake, alikuwa kiongozi ambaye hafichi ukweli. Vile ndugu Rigija ataelezea, he never hid the truth. He will just tell you as it is.
The last people to be seen with the Cyrus Jirongo, why are they quiet? Mostly they were his kinsmen. People he trusted, people he knew. Why are they quiet? We haven't heard them give a good account. Speaker Wetangula, he should have given a very good account. What was his plans? Where was he going? What was happening? And other people who are with him should come out and give clarity so that the family can be settled and Kenyans can be settled.
If truly you feel completely, hurt with our criticism, correct it or let us leave. And by the way, we can't make everything casual as it is. When somebody dies, when you bury them, that's about it. Life is sacred and nobody's got a right to take life. We need accountability. And we need proper investigations that no stone should be left unturned, not by word, but by action.
Kuwa na Waluya 65 wanasafiri wakienda nyumbani, wapate accident ambayo ndugu yao amekufa, alafu hakuna jina hata moja. Tumeambiwa masaa 72 baada ya kifo ya Jirongo, hakuna jina hata moja kutoka kwa Climax bus. Tungependa kuambiwa hiyo basi ya Climax ilikuwa imebeba wakina nani.
And the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) and the Traffic Department in Nanyuki Town, Laikipia County, have launched a sensitization campaign that is aimed at reducing road carnage this festive season. The initiative being supported by Binti Mwangaza, that is a local community-based organization, and an officer from the British Army has rolled out a strategy that incorporates road safety training and giving out reflectors to youthful pedestrians and cyclists to improve their visibility on the roads. Alice Diana tells us more tonight.
The increased number of road accidents, especially this festive season, has raised alarm in the country. In an effort to reduce the road carnage in Laikipia County, the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) and the Traffic Department in Nanyuki Town have launched a sensitization campaign. The campaign, being supported by Binti Mwangaza, a local community-based organization, and an officer from the British Army, includes road safety training and giving out reflectors to youthful pedestrians and cyclists to improve their visibility on the roads.
We had made reflectors for the school-going kids so that when they're on the road, when they're going to school in the morning, at least the drivers can see them. We've realized that most of the accidents take place in towns, and this is because the visibility of these learners or students is quite low. But with us making reflectors for them, we are trying to make it more easier for the drivers and pedestrians also to see these students clearly.
According to the organizers, This is a long-term campaign that will be rolled out in primary schools when the institutions reopen next month in an effort to ensure safety of learners when using busy roads.
During Christmas, there's a lot of accidents. So many children get involved in accidents, injuries, and we thought of doing this initiative for protecting the young child and the community at large. So we chose this place. We thought of going to schools by schools, but during this festive season, all the schools have been closed. That's why we chose the library, because all the children are coming to the library to sit and read. So we chose to first start with the library. Then from next year, we're going to go to school by school, giving them the reflectors. As they are going to school, they are going to be safe.
Motorists and pedestrians have been urged to observe traffic rules and maintain discipline on the roads to avoid more accidents and deaths.
It is a good initiative. That is what we need to sensitize our children, any other pedestrian that is using the road, so that we save the life. That is our need today as we approach the festive season, so that we will not have any injuries along this festive season. Let us give this information to the other road users, pedestrians, to the parents. Take care of your children today as we approach this festive season. I know most children are cycling along the road, and it is that information that we've already given the children, that during this festive season, ensure you make yourself safe when using the road.
According to government statistics, pedestrians, cyclists and boda operators are the major contributors of fatal road accidents in the country. From January to March this year, pedestrian deaths remained the largest share, with 420 fatalities out of 1,139 total road crash deaths. Data from NTSA indicate that road accidents have increased to 4,682 this year from 4,479 last year, prompting formation of a national multi-agency to address the worrying trend. Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
All right, thank you so much, Alice Diana, for that comprehensive report. Now we shift gears to Turkana County, where President William Ruto has continued to champion his Singapore dream, saying that the country is on course to achieve first world status in the next few years. Addressing university students during the laying of a foundation stone for Turkana University Students Hostel, he expressed confidence at the rate at which some of his flagship projects are going on, stressing that they are key steps towards making the Singapore dream a reality. Additionally, he lashed out at the opposition, claiming that he will defeat them come 2027, courtesy of his track record.
Just a day after the cabinet approved the establishment of the National Infrastructure Fund, which is expected to help Kenya move from a third world to a first world country, President William Ruto landed in Lodwar, Turkana County on Tuesday, where he continued drumming up support for his first world transformation agenda. Ruto criticized his critics, saying that he is already on track to implement a majority of the projects he promised in his manifesto. He also labeled them as unequal competitors in the 2027 presidential race.
Walisema ya kwamba hatuwezi kuajiri walimu. Kufika Januari tutakuwa tumeajiri walimu 100,000. Walisema ya kwamba mambo ya SHA haiwezekani. Leo 28.8 million Kenyans are registered in SHA. Walisema ya kwamba hatuwezi kufanya maneno ya barabara. Leo Mau Summit, kutoka kule Mau Summit inakuja mpaka Nakuru, hiyo tumeanzisha, na watu wa Lodwar hawatakwama tena wakienda Nairobi. Kabla hamujajaribu kushindana na mimi, tafuteni sera, tafuteni mpango, tafuteni maono, tafuteni plan, ndio mkuje tushindane. Kwa sasa wale majamaa watakuja Lodwar, hakuna kitu watawaeleza, watawaambia tu mambo matatu. Watawaambia Kasongo, one term must go. Hiyo ni sera ambayo inaweza kubadilisha dunia ya Kenya kweli? Hiyo ni ujinga ama si ujinga?
Apart from infrastructure, the government plans to reduce the number of Kenyans living below the poverty line in the next 30 years as part of the transformation agenda.
Mimi nimesema ya kwamba lazima tubadilishe Kenya, and lazima tufanye mambo mawili ya muhimu. Number one, lazima tutoe wa Kenya milioni 10 kutoka kwa umaskini, tuwaweke mahali ambapo wanaishi kama Wakenya wengine. Na nasema hivyo kwa sababu in this county of Turkana, 80% of the people in this county live below the poverty line.
In a bid to ensure Turkana is not left behind in Kenya's first world transformation, plans for construction of a 900 million shillings stadium in Turkana next year are in the pipeline, together with the upgrading of the Lodwar airport.
Next year, 2026, mimi nimewapangia milioni 900 ya kujenga stadium ya Lodwar. Mahali nyinyi mtaenda kutumia. Tunaelewana jameni? Na vile vile nimesema hii airport yenu iwe upgraded. Kwa sababu inaona hiyo airport iko chini kiasi. So tumeweka milioni 500 ingine ya kuupgrade hiyo airport yenu.
The hostel will cost a total of around 2.5 billion shillings and is expected to be completed in October next year. Ruto continued with his Turkana tour, gracing the Tobongu Laurel Festival, where he was the guest of honor. Reporting for Newswatch, my name is Jacob Ochiro.
All right, and let's stay a little bit on that beat. Still, President William Ruto's visit to Turkana County came with a raft of development pledges alongside a firm warning to drug and human traffickers operating in the region. Speaking in Lodwar during the 9th edition of the Tobong Lore Cultural Festival, the president assured residents that Turkana will not be left behind as the government pursues its national transformation agenda. Among the key announcements, President Ruto revealed that the cabinet has approved a new national petroleum policy to replace the outdated 2004 framework, a move aimed at unlocking the full potential of Turkana oil resources. He also unveiled major infrastructure investments, including funding for affordable housing, roads, Lodwar Stadium, airport expansion, and the construction of a 2.5 billion shillings hostel to accommodate more than 6,000 students in the county.
Lodwar will not remain behind. Turkana will not remain behind as we build the rest of the country. Nyenye mnanielewa? Sikizeni watu wa hapa Lodwar. Musione tu ya kwamba ati hii serikali tumeweka Waturkana kutoka juu mpaka chini. Si ni kweli? Si tuko na waziri ya school hapa? Si tuko na mabalozi wawili? Si tuko na chairman ya IBC? Si muko na deputy mtu ya kusimamia watu ya chief of staff kwa ofisi yangu huyu Nanoka ambaye alikuwa gavana wenu? Si tuko na watu wengine wengi? Tuko na riadha wengi. Tuko na wale wanacheza mpira ya aina tofauti tofauti. And because we are a great sporting nation, we must develop sporty infrastructure. We must develop infrastructure that will support our sportsmen and women. Na sababu hiyo, ndio muliona nimejenga stadium ya kimataifa kule Nairobi inaitwa Talanta City. Kweli ama si kweli? Na hiyo stadium itakamilika Januari. Mimi nimeambia wale watu wanajenga stadium ya kule Talanta, wakimaliza Talanta, nimewapatia pesa milioni 900 wakujenge stadium hapa Lodwar. Wakuje wasijenge stadium lini? Hapa Lodwar. Mnasikia? Kufikia mwezi wa 3 watakuwa wamefika hapa. Na hiyo stadium tutajenga in 1 year. Tunataka iwe complete. Ndio mimi ni kuje wakati tutafanya Tobong Lore ile ya 2027 tutakuja kufungua stadium yenu hapa.
And Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja has reassured Kenyans of their safety as the country welcomes Christmas and New Year festivities, saying robust security measures are firmly in place nationwide. Speaking at the Kiganjo Police College during the opening of the 2025 Recruits Training Program, Kanja said all security agencies have been placed on high alert to guarantee public safety throughout the festive season. He noted that thousands of officers will remain fully deployed, with some even getting to be recalled from leave to maintain law and order as travel and public activities increase. Kanja revealed that the police unit mandated to work with judicial officers And the NTSA to deliver instant fines to road abusers is already on the roads as efforts intensify to reduce the recent surge in road carnage.
This time around, we're also going to have the instant fine system. We are going to have courts actually distributed in several areas along the major arteries of roads in the Republic of Kenya, so that we can actually be able to deal with all those, who are going against the regulations, traffic regulations, instantly, to act as a deterrent. Police officers have also been deployed together with other agencies. We are working together with others. That is the NTSA and many others. We are all working together throughout. You'll find that there is a visibility on our roads now of many police officers. This will continue to act as a deterrent, because at the end of the day, when the festive season is gone, we want to ensure that our people are safe and secure. So that is actually, again, a major preoccupation of the National Police Service.
Now, as the clock ticks down to the transition of the first cohort of the learners from grade 9 to grade 10 under the competency-based education system, a stark contrast is emerging between public and private schools. While many private institutions say they are ready for the shift, concerns are mounting that public schools may be ill-prepared, raising fresh questions about the readiness of the country's education system for the next phase of CBE. With just 2 weeks to the transition, education stakeholders in Nairobi are now urging the government to urgently intensify the retooling of teachers, particularly in public schools. They argue that CBE, being a relatively new model, requires continuous training to equip teachers with skills for learner-centered instruction and competency-based assessment. Stakeholders note that although some progress has been made, many public school teachers have yet to undergo adequate retooling, creating uncertainty among educators, learners and parents.
I feel that the transition from 844 to CBE is we cannot say as a country that we are fully retooled or fully retrained, but it is something that should be a continuous process. In our school, we do a lot of TPDs, teacher development sessions, where we do a lot of training and retooling.
In contrast, a section of private schools have moved faster to prepare, stating that they have already completed teacher retooling and will continue upgrading skills as the curriculum evolves.
Stage where we are in CBE, we are still in that stage where a lot of changes are taking place, and it is allowed in a new system, and nobody should panic about that. And therefore, what we have done, as the changes keep taking place, we have continued to give our teachers this information. Information comes in, we come and interpret it, and then we disseminate to our teachers.
Disputes between the government and publishers over pending payments, leading to the delay in release of textbooks, similarly threatens the smooth rollout of grade 10.
There will be a lot of confusion, for sure, and I will tell you. And that is why, as a school, we have been able to take measures early enough to ensure that once the students arrive in our school, we are ready to take off.
Private school stakeholders are warning against discrimination between public and private institutions in the placement of learners into grade 10.
It will be rather unfortunate, because at the end of it all, when these learners are in our schools, they are still Kenyans. And all of them should have an equal opportunity to be able to access education at whichever school they have been placed in, without being segregated that you are in private and we give priority to those in the public schools.
Pointing to strong performances by well-prepared schools in recent assessments, education experts say that early planning and sustained investment in teacher capacity are key to the success of the new education system. Theo Macharia for Hope TV Newswatch. Residents of Tharaka Nithi County are set to benefit from improved healthcare services following the official launch of the Chuka Level 5 Hospital. The facility, which is expected to strengthen specialized medical care in the region, has been launched today in a ceremony attended by Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale and Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njuki. Here is that story.
The Chuka Level 5 Hospital has officially been launched, marking a significant step forward in the delivery of quality healthcare services in Tharaka Nithi County. The launch was officiated by Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, accompanied by Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njuki and other leaders who described the hospital as a critical investment in the health and well-being of residents. Speaking during the event, Health CS Aden Duale has put on notice Doctors King on earning on locum at office hours between 8 to 5 p.m, noting that they are committing fraud. According to the CS, it has become so rampant that doctors working in government facilities are opting to send patients to private facilities they are operating in and either denying the facilities that pay them salaries money or disregarding them completely.
Kenyatta iko na 26 theaters. Unaenda kwa upasuaji unaambiwa rudi baada ya mwezi mbili. Iko na ngapi? 26 theaters. Okay, ukikubali daktari anakufuata nyuma anakuambia, lakini ukienda ile private hapa town nitafanya kesho. Can you imagine? So even the ones in Kenyatta, they will either work for consultants, they will either work for Kenyatta, or they go become private consultants. Na wabunge munisaidie. Unajua, wameenda kotini, niko na kesi mingi sana kotini.
Governor Muthomi Njuki welcomed the support from the national government, noting that the elevation of Chuka Hospital to level 5 status will help reduce referrals to far-off facilities and ease the burden on residents.
So those who have been going out, Bwana County Commissioner, your chiefs, wala wanaenda hizi hospitali ziko na majina spices hapa, before they go there, let them check. Ours could even be better. Nimetoa Bwana Duale hapa na ameniambia yeye akipata shida area hii asipelekwe pahali ingine, apelekwe wapi? Iko kitanda yake hapo, iko TV, iko pali yake ya refresh hapo, na iko personal service katika hiyo amenity. And we have requested you an office, Bwana CS, that you allow us to register that facility as a standalone facility in Tharaka Nithi County.
SHA CEO Dr. Mercy Mwangangi said that the Social Health Authority is committed to ensuring every Kenyan can access quality and affordable health care, and that the opening of Chuka Level 5 Hospital bring essential services closer to the people.
Kama uko na simu, nataka uende katika website ya SHA ama uende kwa Kenya Law Reports, uulize, ufanye ile Google, utoe hiyo inaitwa SHA tariff. Ukitoa hiyo SHA tariff, hiyo ndio ile mkataba rais wetu amefanya na yeye na wewe. Yani covenant. Covenant ya kuwa wewe kama Mkenya ukiregister for SHA, ulipe for SHA, hizo tariffs na services ndizo ambazo zitaweza kukukinga ili usiingie kwa hii tarakimu ya 1 in 4 and 1 in 6.
SHA inaweza lipa kwa service, lakini hospitali lazima iwe na wafanyikazi, iwe na vifaa, iwe na dawa, ipeane hayo vile imeandikwa.
The Chuka Level 5 Hospital is expected to serve thousands of patients from Tharaka Nithi County and neighboring regions, significantly improving access to advanced healthcare services. Dolly Murikimbuvi for Hope TV.
President William Ruto has presided over the signing of a major industrial contract for the construction of the Matuga clinker line in a ceremony held in Nairobi. The project is expected to strengthen Kenya's cement manufacturing capacity, create jobs, and support the government's push for value addition and industrialization in Kenya.
Kindly, if you can also flank on The Matuga Clinker Line project is expected to enable local production of clinker, a key raw material used in cement manufacturing, reducing reliance on imports and lowering production costs.
And
Once completed, the Matuga facility is expected to enhance cement supply, stabilize prices in the construction center, and create employment opportunities for local communities, both direct and indirect.
we shall have the table removed.
According to President William Ruto, the project aligns with his bottom-up economic transformation agenda with a focus on industrial growth, infrastructure development, and job creation.
The whole process is what I want us as a country to move together and to achieve. These investments have a clear objective: to position Kenya firmly on the trajectory to a first world economic status driven by productivity, innovation, and industrial depth.
He noted that increased local clinker production will raise Kenya to a first world class and reduce reliance on imports, stabilize cement prices, and encourage sustainable industrial growth, emphasizing that the role of public-private partnership is driving economic development and attracting investors' confidence will be achieved by making bold investment in different parts of our economy.
Our plan is that in the next 30 years, by God's grace, we want to cut down the number of people living below the poverty line by half. And we want, currently, our unemployment rate is 5.43% of the population. We want to bring that down by half as well. And it is not going to happen unless we make bold investments in different parts of our economy. And we want to do that without necessarily burdening taxpayers or endangering the country with borrowing. And that is why we have developed alternative mechanisms of how we are going to do this, using mature assets that we have as a country and leveraging those by putting together private-public partnership where we can bring on board more private sector resources into the development of public infrastructure.
Stakeholders say the project underscores Kenya's growing appeal as a destination of large-scale industrial investment. Reporting for Newswatch, my name is Glory Nkatha.
Leaders of Friends Church from 8 counties across the country have strongly opposed the government's bill to regulate churches, arguing that it would undermine the freedom to preach. Speaking after a meeting to discuss the provisions of the bill, the leaders rejected the proposed commission tasked with evaluating church operations, saying it is led by untrustworthy government officials and is increasingly collecting public opinion to ensure that its agenda is enforced.
Hili jambo liko ni kutokana na yale ambayo yalitokea kule Mombasa, Shakahola, pahali ambapo tulipoteza watu wengi katika nchi hii. Na kuanzia kutokana na hayo, serikali ikaanzisha mpango wa kudhibiti makanisa jinsi wanavyofanya kazi. Lakini sisi tuko hapa kusema ya kwamba makanisa inafanya kazi kama serikali pia. We are supposed to complement each other. Ili wakati serikali inapokuwa na mapungufu, kanisa isimame katika pengo kuleta maoni ambayo inaweza saidia kusawazisha hali ya uhuru ambao tuko nao katika nchi hii.
It will be the beginning of the struggle from the church. The church is not going to give up. The church can never give up on what it believes is right. And we are going to start a struggle to liberate the church. Because hii mswada ni ya kuua makanisa. Na sisi tunasema we get our power from up there and we are not going to surrender it.
And I want to emphasize that the government should be able to delink itself from regulating the activities of the church. Because already for the past many years, the church has been in operation, and we have not seen anything wrong with it. In fact, it has even been assisting the government to ensure that things are running smoothly, to ensure that there is peace. And we have everything that we have been doing in a very transparent and accountable manner. We have always submitted what the government requires to the Registrar of Societies, who is an appointee of the government.
All right, time for us to take our faster breather right here on Newswatch. But coming up on the other side are more sports stories, so don't go too far. Keep it Hope TV. See you on the other side with the sports stories.
There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933933, account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116-212-723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Hi everyone, my name is George Gishoro, a presenter with Hope TV. Thank you so very much for continuing to support us by watching all our programs. Now, we would love to serve you even better. Now, we want to know where you are watching us from and the strength of the signal. You can scan the QR code and ensure that you answer all the questions in ensuring that you are getting us loud and clear with crystal pictures. So go ahead and fill in the QR code so that we can serve you better right here at Hope TV, where you look and live.
All right, welcome back and thank you so much for choosing Hope TV to inform you with the latest making headlines in the world of news. And now we take some sports banter, where about 50 nations from various parts of the world are expected to compete for medals in the Tongil Mondo Championships expected to begin in Mombasa. Now, the local team led by coach Jasiri Ibrahim Chumba is expected to perform better in this year's event after winning more medals in previous editions. However, Chumba noted that the local federation of the sport has made efforts to finance this year's event by purchasing equipment and further improving the venues that will host the game. Listen in.
Tuna siku za kuhesabu kabla ya mashindano makuu ya Mombasa Open International Martial Arts Championship. Timu Jasiri kwa sasa inaendelea na mazoezi na mpangilio wetu ni kuwa wanafaa wakutane rasmi Jumatatu kwenye camp, ambapo tutakuwa na siku 4 za team building, exchange program na teamwork. Kwa sasa hatujaona changamoto kama wakati wa nyuma ama mwaka uliopita, manake tumepata support kutoka kwenye Wizara ya Michezo ikishirikiana na Federation ya Tongil Mondo hapa Kenya. So vijana wako sawa, sisi tunangoja tu siku ifike tupambane.
Upinzani utakuwa mchache, utakuwa mgumu, lakini kama venye umeambiwa na mwalimu hapa, lazima ukuwe na spirit ya kushinda, a winning mentality. Lazima ukuwe nayo ndio uweze kushinda. Kama hauna hiyo, hata uwe mkali vipi, huwezi shinda.
All right, and from some Tongil Mondo, now we cross over to some matters volleyball, and the KCB women's volleyball team is now gearing up to defend their title The International Kipchumba Karori Volleyball Tournament set to take place in Eldoret this weekend. The tournament is scheduled to run from Friday, December 19th to Sunday, December 22nd, and is expected to bring together volleyball clubs from Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan. Last year, KCB posted an impressive performance after defeating DCI 3-1 in a thrilling four-set final, clinching the title for the third consecutive year. The tournament continues to grow rapidly, having attracted more than 170 teams this year, including 4 from Uganda and 2 from South Sudan, underscoring its growing regional appeal. All right, and that's all the time we had for you tonight. I hope you have been adequately informed with the latest shaping the headlines in the world of news. We do this again when God says we do so. My name is Theo Macharia, and on the sign language interpretation was Boniface Mureithi. Good night. God bless. See you again.